Good morning and welcome to Candid Conversations with me, Linda Burhans, where I just interview fabulous people doing great things and bringing good information to us. So today I have my friend Andrew Distrito with us, and I've known him for a while, and he is a real estate agent, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But first, I want to say to everybody, Happy Valentine's.
Yeah, happy Valentine's.
Yes. So, Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Tampa Bay. I went to St. Petersburg College, and I got my degree there. But shortly after, I got extremely interested in real estate. Um, Started deep diving into it, started learning everything I could about it. Um, Shortly after that, I actually sold Linda's daughter's house. Uh, we assisted her with that transaction, and I feel it actually went pretty well in the grand scheme of things. But ever since that, I have been learning more about Tampa Bay, more about real estate, and more about the new developments in the area.
Well, you kind of started from the ground up because you actually were working at like in maintenance and stuff, right?
Yeah.
In
So
the
I was
beginning.
working at yeah, I was working like at a hotel, just doing maintenance, groundskeeping, stuff like that. Um, wasn't really something I was interested in for the long term, and I found real estate, got extremely interested into it, and I see myself doing this for a lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have a passion for it, it's a really good place to be. I love the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, it's
So,
great, and the more I learn about it, the more I love it. I used to want to move away, move to Colorado, move to Oregon, but since I became a real estate agent, I've really been able to deep dive into the area and find out things that I haven't really been able to learn or experience before. And it's super cool, especially since I've lived here since 2, 3 years old, and I'm still finding out new things to
yeah.
do, new places to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here 22 years now, and there's so much I haven't seen.
Oh
And all
yeah,
of a sudden, you'll just be going somewhere, and all of a sudden, you're in this new little neighborhood that you never knew about, or, and all of a sudden, you find this little waterfront property over there that was hidden.
yeah. That actually happened to me yesterday. I was going through downtown St. Pete, went a little north of downtown St. Pete actually, and I was going through the neighborhoods around that area, kind of like waterfront properties, and I've never seen them before. There's little parks over there that are like on the waterfront, right next to all these beautiful
Yeah.
homes, and it's just it's an experience that you haven't. If you haven't seen it before, I think it's really cool, especially not knowing it's been in the area so long. I've been
Yeah.
here for 20 years now, and I just found it yesterday.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here. Years ago, I had a business called the Party Crew, and we did bartending, wait staff, catering, or whatever. And there was a company, a real estate company. I can't remember the name of them, but it was through Galati Cruises was the name of the cruise company. So the real estate company would take like three or four, or five high-end clients on a little cruise all around Tampa Bay to see all the waterfront properties. I mean, what a
Ooh,
better way to, it was a brilliant idea.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and it
I
was
haven't
really
thought of
fun.
that.
Yeah, and that's how I got exposed to other properties that I had never seen before. Because there's a view from the land and then there's a view from the water too.
Yeah, that would be a really cool
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
That's something I probably should do with some of my clients.
yeah. So, how can caregivers particularly benefit from a realtor? We have a lot of people are aging now, and we have a huge population of that. And sometimes they're just downsizing, maybe from their big home to maybe a condo, or maybe into an assisted living community, or maybe they're
Hmm.
just moving in with their kids as they're aging and whatever. So, how can you help caregivers?
Yeah, so first, I feel like it's important to go with a realtor because we can lay out the process and make it a little easier for you. Um, it takes a lot of the stress off of your shoulders having somebody there to basically hold your hand
Yeah,
and take you through the transaction. Um, Second, like if you need any special features like elevators or things like grab bars, roll-in showers, anything like that. A realtor can assist you with finding a place that has all those accommodations. You just have to be specific about what you want, let them know, and there's no reason they shouldn't be able to help you with that.
Well, as a realtor, you have a team behind you. You have
Yeah.
and you build a network of the guy that hangs the grab bars, or the guy that can fix the garbage disposal, let's say, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's another thing. We also have a lot of connections. So like if you're able to find a property that you like, but it doesn't have those type of accommodations, we have the connections in the area to be able to, find a contractor who will install these type of things for you.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's hard because it's
and
hard
then
to find good help around here, to be able to go in and do that. So if you know that someone else can set that all up for you, it makes a big difference.
I agree. A lot of contractors, it's kind of like trial and error. Some work with you, some don't. So it's good to find somebody who's like proven and has like good results.
Yeah, yeah, for everybody.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we could also help you find properties that are close to like medical facilities or like things that are close to like activities or like say you need to go to the doctors pretty often. We could help you find a home in a good area close to all the things that you need.
Now, you work with a company, Smith. What is it, Smith? What's the name of the real estate company? Smith and Associates, right?
Smith and Associates, yeah.
So, what do you think makes you special? Makes Smith and Associates special compared to other places? Because don't all, and I may be wrong, don't all real estate brokers kind of take the same amount of commission, the same percentage? Is going to be like one company is going to take less than the other? How does that work?
Yeah, so I think Smith and Associates is pretty uh, amazing because they've been in the area for 50 years, the Tampa Bay area. They've have like a network across the area. They know people in like all over the real estate industry, not just realtors, but like contractors, builders,
Yeah.
um, and it's super involved. So we have an extremely good network, and we have good training programs, and we're also in a lot of the new developments that are going up downtown. So um, downtown is just it's extremely busy. There's
Yeah.
buildings going up everywhere, and Smith and Associates has the opportunity to sell a lot of these downtown high rises. So I think that's pretty cool.
So, why would somebody want to be in downtown St. Pete?
Oh, geez, there's so
Because
many
this
events.
show this show reaches a large audience. So I'm thinking of somebody who's like in New York right now and it's freezing.
Mhm.
Why would they want to come to downtown St. Pete?
Well, for a day like today, it feels great outside. The sun's shining. It's not cold at all. The water views are amazing. Sky's blue. There's a lot of events, a lot of things to do. Great weather, great
Yeah.
people.
And,
You're close to the beach.
and you know what? St. Pete, in the past, since I've lived here, has become very artsy, very cultural. There's some museums that have been there for a long time, but there are new ones. A theater, which is really nice to see. Because
Yeah, yeah.
some people think I moved down to Florida. They don't have any of that stuff. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, over the past year or so, I've really learned that St. Petersburg is just this hub for arts, and there's so many like glass studios and
Yeah.
just like art studios like everywhere, museums, anything. So if you're really interested in art at all, St. Pete would be a great place to come by.
Well, when I wrote my first book, I met this guy one day, and he told me that more writers come from St. Pete than anywhere else in the United States.
Really, I didn't know
Very
that.
interesting. But there's a lot of
Is
inspiration
there?
down there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any reasoning besides that?
No, they just said that it's chill. Like you can find your own little hub somewhere to write. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. You know, when I wrote my book, I wrote it in my house in my Florida room. So I was kind of like outside writing, and I think
Hmm.
that's a big kind of inspiration. You know, when we talk about the sun here, I mean, it's just about sunny every day.
Yeah,
You know, and that makes a whole
definitely.
difference in your spirit and your and then you know, and then you have these little places like Gulfport that
Gulfport's amazing. Yeah.
so artsy, and you meet all these different interesting people and everything. So, all right, what else did I want to ask you? So,
All
what
right.
tips do you have right now for someone that's actually looking for a home?
Yeah, so my first tip would definitely be to find a motivated full-time realtor, somebody who
Full
actually
time.
wants, yeah, full-time. Um, I think about 75% of realtors are part-time. So they're sharing it with another job, or they're not committing full-time, you know, 40 hours a week to get the process done and get their goals completed. So a big thing would be find a realtor that's full time, somebody who's gonna, put the time and effort towards reaching your goal. The second thing would be shop around lenders. There's a lot of lenders all around. You can find them locally, you can find them online, but um, rates actually do matter a lot. So depending on like the rate is depending on how much you're paying every month, obviously. And if you can get a better rate, then why not do it? It's just
Yeah,
going to take few more minutes of your time. And people actually think that applying to all these um, lenders to get rates is going to affect your credit. The first time that you apply to the lender, to get a specific rate from them, it will affect your credit, but then you have a 45-day period to apply to any other lender that you may want without it affecting your
oh,
credit any further.
oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
so it doesn't hurt you at all to shop around. It actually will save you probably a lot of time, effort, and
Money.
energy. Yeah, stress.
Yeah, and money.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Other than that, when finding a home, I would highly recommend just finding or focusing on the things that you actually need rather than the things you want. Um, Everybody has wants, everybody has needs. Focus on the things that you need and then go to the things that you want because that'll make it easier on yourself and your realtor finding some place that will fit you in the long run.
Yeah, and when we're talking about the scheme of caregivers, we're talking about a lot of people that are aging. You know, I want people to think about, you know, in the place they're looking for, is it wheelchair accessible? Does it have a walk-in shower instead of climbing over a tub? You know, most seniors, so many seniors fall in the bathroom in the tub. You know that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. And sometimes people don't think about that, and then they get a place, and then they got to do it over.
yeah. Or another thing is just making sure that it's in the vicinity of the area to you so that you feel comfortable going over there as often as you need to. There's no reason that, they shouldn't receive the care that they need because it's a little too far.
Yeah,
Um, you just can't make the time. I mean, I feel if you're financially capable of doing so, it would be best to be as close as possible so that you don't feel
yeah.
um,
And you don't want to lose like the sense of your old neighborhood or whatever. It's very
yeah,
stressful for people many times to leave their home. They might be in that home 40 years or more, and
yeah,
maybe they need to go into like an assisted living or whatever kind of thing like that. But they want to still be in their same neighborhood. They want to still be able to go to their same church. They still want, like you said
hmm,
earlier, they want to be near their doctor. Um, I think that makes the whole transition much easier.
yeah. Well, and they don't always have to be selling or buying a new property to be, you know, being to become in a more comfortable situation. Things like installing grab bars or ramps onto your property that could make it a lot um, easier and a lot less stressful for you than buying a new property. Um, of course, since I'm a realtor, I would always, like to sell a property, but it's 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 not the
It's about building relationships, because they might not be selling that
Yeah,
property now, or they may know somebody else that does. And if you do a good job and you help them, that word travels fast.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to get at you don't always have to sell the property to get into a better situation. You can add on to the property to make it better towards your living situation.
Yeah.
And that will help you out because it's not as financially
Heavy.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you deal in any rentals?
Oh yeah. So I help out with rentals whenever I need, whenever is needed from me. Um, I prefer to do high end like luxury type deals, but whoever needs anything from me, I'm happy to help.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and where do you see real estate going right now? Is it a hot market right now?
Yeah, so I honestly feel that it's pretty hot right now. There's not a lot of inventory, although rates are still high. There's a lot of cash buyers coming in
Yeah.
from like out of state. Still, they're coming in. Prices have dropped a little bit since 5 to 6 months ago. So they're doing better, and people are still buying. There's not a lot of inventory right now.
Well, you know what? There's only so much land. There's only so much property, and
Hmm.
we got a lot of people coming, from up north, especially, after they're up there a couple of months of snow, and one day it's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's time to go now.
Yeah, and I feel like the Tampa Bay area is kind of an exception. I feel like this is always going to be a desirable area to people, no matter how the market
Yeah.
is
There's just something about being near the water.
surrounded by it. I
Yeah.
mean, Pinellas County is absolutely surrounded, and it's great.
Yeah, there's just something so peaceful about that, and so I feel healing when. Well, as a kid, I was brought up on Long Island, it's surrounded by water. You're used to that, I love that. I
Yeah,
think it's great for everybody. All
just
right,
a little
so
nicer weather over here.
yeah, well, it makes you happier when you get up in the morning and it's sunny and not gray.
Yeah, and then going back to the point where like you were talking about the writers and going out to the parks, and there's so many nice little like neighborhood parks
Oh,
that you wouldn't know. And like again yesterday, I was driving around, and there's this little park right off of 4th Street, and you can see the city in the background. It's a uh, huge lake, walk
yeah,
around type track around it, and it's just a nice place to enjoy
yeah, and
the
we have
weather.
beautiful botanical gardens here, and my cousins are visiting from Michigan right now, and today they're going to Sunken Gardens to see the
Oh, that's gonna be
flamingos,
exciting.
all the beautiful flowers and everything. But we have so many different parks, and yeah, it's all fabulous.
Yeah, it's great.
So, did you tell me you guys have a newsletter?
Yeah, so I have a monthly newsletter. It's called the St. Petersburg Insider. I send it out complimentary. It's free to whoever wants it. And it's basically market statistics. It shows you the new houses on the market and the houses that have sold near you. It also has like events and things that are going on during that month. Um, if you're interested, or if anybody listening is interested, reach out to me and I'd be happy to add you to that list.
So, how do they reach out to you?
727-600-0608 is my phone number, or you can reach me at addistrito@smithandassociates.com.
And I'll put that information in the description of the show for anybody. And if anybody didn't catch any of it, you know where to get me, Linda Burhans at AOL, and I'll get you the information. What's the last thing you'd like our listeners to hear today, Andrew?
I just hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your Valentine's Day.
All right, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right, have a good one.
Have a delicious day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.